Hey y'all, good afternoon. Welcome back to Shirt Man World Headquarters, baby. Anyway, today I just want to mention a little something. I want to do a little short video on small businesses and being frugal. Now me, I'm not a very frugal guy. I believe in spending money where money needs to be spent. You can ask my wife. She, however, is very frugal. She does not believe in spending money when you don't need to. And some of her, through our 16 years of marriage, has rubbed off on me. So, me being a tiny little business owner, I've begun to get a little more frugal and not spend unnecessary money. So one thing that I just did that I take very good pride in is instead of going out and buying something, I built it myself. Now, one thing that I have wanted since day one, something that is, not an absolute necessity, you don't have to have it, but something that is a good tool to have, especially in during the summer times here in Virginia, where it gets pretty humid. It's not Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana humid, but it does get pretty humid here during the summertime. So when it's really humid, it's a little harder to dry screens after you coat them and after you reclaim them and things like that. So one thing that helps out with this process is a screen drying cabinet, and this is something that I have wanted to purchase since pretty much day one, just to speed up my process, my operation. It makes it go probably twice as fast when you're drying screens. So I was looking at these things and looking at them and looking at them and looking at them, and I'm sitting here like, man, these things are $1,800, $2,000 a piece, and I just don't see the necessity in. It's a great thing to have, don't get me wrong, but I don't see the necessity in spending that kind of money for something that I don't absolutely have to have. Me, I'm a tiny little business, just me. And I'm not that busy to where I'm constantly drying screens. So it's not a big issue for me to take, to leave a screen in there with a dehumidifier on the rack and let it dry for 24 hours. It's not a big deal if you plan accordingly. Unless, I've got some kind of rush job coming up or something like that, to where I really have to dry a screen in a hurry. Then it could be a little problematic, but it doesn't happen a whole lot to me. So, I could not bring myself to spend $1,800, $2,000 on a drying cabinet. So what I did was I built my own, and I am crazy happy the way it came out. I've got screens in it drying right now. They've been in there for about 30 minutes and they're already hard to the touch. Now, are they thoroughly dry? No, not yet, but it'll take 3 hours, 4 hours as opposed to 24 hours because it keeps air moving through the cabinet. So anyway, I just wanted to share this with you guys, and so let's take a walk over to the dark room, aka the closet, and take a look at the cabinet. Alright, so this is just a cabinet that we had kind of laying around. It was actually on the deck outside. My wife actually was just like, we have a little dog in the house, and she was just cutting the dog's hair on it. She was using it to cut the dog's hair. So I begged her and she let me repurpose it. to a screen drying cabinet. So of course up there I've got my exposure unit, my new RXP LED exposure unit. It's awesome. I love it. A lot better than the old tube fluorescent unit. But anyway, you can see I've got some drawers for my tools and whatnot. I don't have anything in that one yet. But here's where the magic happens, I guess you would say. You got in here, I know it's yellow, this is a dark room, so it's yellow light, but as you can see, I've got my screens in here. They're drying out. They're coated. I've got a job coming up that I'm going to need these screens for. So they've been coated and they are drying. But anyway, what I did, I've got my dehumidifier right here. And I don't know if you can see in the back there, but there's a bathroom exhaust fan back there. And I'll close this up for a second. Over here, I cut a hole down there in the bottom, and that's where the bathroom exhaust fan blows out to. It pulls air from inside, it circulates air inside the cabinet, and it spits the air out the exhaust hole right here. Which, you know, it just kind of allows the air to circulate inside the cabinet. And I mean, you can actually feel a little bit of air moving between these screens. You know, it's awesome. And it did not cost me $1,800 or $2,000. It cost me a couple of hours of my time and maybe, you know, 50 bucks, because I already had the cabinet. Had I had to buy a cabinet, you know, it might have cost me a couple $100 or something, but a whole lot better than $1,800 to $2,000. So that's money that I can spend elsewhere. Alright, so we're back to my chair. I like my chair. It's a nice chair. It's an old chair. It's a nice chair. It's very comfortable. Anyway, another thing I didn't spend a lot of money on. Anyway, back to the point. The point of this video is not really to, you know, it wasn't to show off the cabinet I made or whatever. The moral of the story is, you know, a lot of us are small business owners, and if you are a small business owner like myself, a very tiny little business, you don't always have to go out here and spend an extravagant amount of money and buy the most, you know, the most expensive things and you know, spend all your money. A lot of these things, if you kind of think outside the box a little bit, you brainstorm a little bit, you can do yourself. You know, somebody else on the outside looking in made it and is selling it, so a lot of times you can make it yourself. And that's really the point of this. You know, I'm a member of some Facebook groups, some pages, things like that, you know, people share these brainstorms and ideas and stuff all the time, and a lot of them are great ideas. If you get together and you know, you become, you know, a member of some of these groups that are you know, they have a lot of the same interests that you have, whether it be a business or a hobby or just an activity or whatnot. You know, a lot of you can kind of come together and brainstorm, and you can, you know, pick each other's brains, and you can see, hey, this worked for this person, why can't it work for me? It absolutely can. You know, if you go out here and you try hard and you know, you do everything you can to succeed, you can do it. So, you know, me, I'm not a carpenter. That's why I make t-shirts and not cabinets. But, you know, I stepped outside the box for a little bit. Instead of going and spending a bunch of money on a cabinet or having somebody build a cabinet, I said, hey, you know, I got this old cabinet just laying around, I can do it myself. So, voila. I mean, it's not the most beautiful thing in the world, but, you know, we put a rack in it, we put a fan in it, we put a coat of paint on it, bada bing, bada boom. And so it was done. So, anyway, it's going to help me out immensely. It's going to help me out a lot. And hopefully, you know, if this gets out there, and if you're a business owner, you're a small business owner, and you feel like you can, you know, there's some way you can kind of cut a corner and save some money and cut costs in some way, you know, if this helps you out, let me know, man. Let me know in the comments below if this helped you out, or maybe you're a screen printer, you take it upon yourself. If you have any questions or anything like that, if you're a screen printer, you want to build one of these things, drop me a line in the comments, and you know, I'll tell you everything that I used, everything that you know, what it cost me, and everything. You know, I'll basically help you. You know, I help you do it. But anyway, no matter what business, what kind of business you own or operate, man, if you want, shoot me a line, drop me a comment, and let me know something that, you know, you did to save money, and something maybe you built yourself, or something that you repurposed. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and you know, if you're a small business owner, my best to you. Best wishes for success and good luck. And if you're being affected by the COVID-19 pandemic or whatever, you know, stay strong. Stay strong. It's not easy, and I know it hasn't been easy for me either. But we're going to get through it. We're going to prevail, and everything's going to be okay. Till next time, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Show me some love. Peace.